This is Football Thoughts. Red God TV. Full time score Manchester United 3, Southampton 1. What can I say? What can I do? Started off shaky because Ruben decides to start the wrong starting lineup once again. This thing of starting Bruno Fernandes and Alejandro Garnacho with that ass up front ain't right, man. Just ain't right, man. We can't hit any team on the final third, man. That's a counter-attacking attack for like big six teams only. You can't play those three up front against teams like Southampton or the bottom half teams in the middle of the table. They know how to play against teams that just sit and then hit on the constant counter. This is one thing I'm worried about Ruben Amorim. I trust his ability to do what he needs to do as the manager, and he needs his players. But he needs to get over this pride of his in starting the same Mandem. But you know what? There might be an agenda. There might be an agenda because my brother told me that he might be starting some of the wrong players on purpose because he's hoping that the board is watching the game and deciding on who's good enough and who is good and who's not good enough to be playing for Manchester United. That could be the case. There's no other reason why he's starting Asmus and Ganacho all the time, bro. There is no other reason. He's proper setting these players up, man. Because this guy he's shown a dark side to us that we haven't seen yet. But I've seen it in Sporting. He used to isolate players that he didn't want to play. Sometimes he'd play players that you wanted, he knew should leave the club. He's doing a Mourinho thing. That's why he reminds me of a young Mourinho, Ruben. He's playing players he doesn't want to play next season, so in hopes that the board can see their lack of quality and sell them. It's a smart idea, but it's also a stupid idea because games like this, when we're coming from behind, I mean that first half they could have easily scored 3 goals against us. Wasn't for Onana, maybe 4, because we can't hold the ball up front. We don't have control in the midfield because he keeps insisting on starting Ugarte and Kobe in the back pivot when we should be really starting Ugarte and Toby Colliger if you're not going to use Casemiro, who's rumored to be leaving in January, by the way. I don't know, man. Rube needs to get his head together, man, because he's making all these great subs, but when we're chasing the game, why not start with those subs? Why not start with those players? Why not start with Toby, with Ugarte? Why not start Xerxes, Jay-Z up front, bro? Man, them like Jay-Z. Came on the game, changed the whole game. And that's what he provides from compared to Rasmus. Does nothing the whole game. We know this. He was being booed off because the fans can see through his bullshit. I'm telling you guys, man, Jay-Z's the man we need to be cooking with up front. If Diallo's not playing wing back, then Xerxes and maybe Anthony should be starting. Because when Anthony came on, the game also changed up. The one was a bit more intensity. He was chasing the ball more. He was being more tenacious and being more enthusiastic about the attack, which is just dead. No vibes in the attack. Anthony brought in the vibes, even though he missed the sitter. But that's Anthony, man. Like, we can't expect so much from this fake ass Brazilian. And then the fact that he's also one of those players that, I wouldn't mind leaving in the summer. But let's talk about the man of the hour, Amad Diallo. Before him, wait, we need to talk about the defenders, guys. De Ligt, I gotta say, guys, De Ligt, because Lenny was getting cooked by Soleimana. Soleimana is just peppering Lenny, but that is Lenny's welcome to the Premier League. Lenny clearly is a centre back. He's not a wing. He's not a right centre back because you can't cook with these players that got pace on him. He was getting cooked. They were having a duel there on that left flank, but that Suleimana, that African man, was just on the smokes with him, with the speed, the need for speed. And when you're a defender, there's not much you can do with a guy that's got pace, bro. You just gotta hope for the best, man, and hope that he stumbles upon his feet or somehow. Even when you slide, you'll get chowed because he's got turn and direction and dribbling. This is Solomana. But hey, it wasn't enough. You know why it wasn't enough? Because they lost to Amad Diallo, the Ivory and Messi. What you pussy alls telling me? When we were 1-0 down, they were saying that, nah, we're going to be losing to a relegation team. It's going to get relegated. Listen, Manchester United will never get relegated, you fucking pussies. You get me? Amad Diallo, 12-minute hat trick on the wing back. I repeat, 12-minute hat trick on the wing back. First hat trick in his Manchester United career. He's got a hat trick before Marcus Rashford and then that scrub Biyoko Saka, you Arsenal fans. You're frauds. He's got more hat trick than two of those frauds who are English's best. Let me tell you something about English's best. English is arse. Go eat your fish and chips. We're here with the ivory and the jollof rice. Messi. A madness. That's what was happening last night. A madness. A madness. I'm a Diallo yet again, people. Yet again. This is our star boy. This is our number 10. This is our number 7. Give him the number 10, number 7 next season. I do not care. New contract, new 5-year contract. This man is him, guys. This man is him. This is what we needed from a player to carry us in that attacking unit. Because when we're playing with Asmas, Bruno, it's not going to work, people. This guy wasn't even playing at the 10 role, and yet he scored a 12-minute hat trick as a wingback. Respect. Respect. In the great words of Jose Mourinho, respect. Let me tell you something. This is his team. Him and Joshua Xerxes, Jay-Z, this is their team, bro. Jay-Z. Man, they're like Jay-Z and fucking Kanye and Otis. No Diddy, fam. Listen, apart from them rappers, bruv, we got a real baller in this team, man. Amad Diallo. Shout out to Ahmad, representing the continent, the greatest continent in the world, Africa. Representing the talent that comes from this great continent. We appreciate Amad Diallo, man. But you know what? Games like this, we shouldn't be coming from the back. We shouldn't be coming from the back, people. Start the right starting lineup, Ruben. Stop fucking about. Rick got TV out. Like and subscribe.